Hello and welcome back. Yes, it is that time of the year and AliExpress is running another sale, one of the big 4 events they do every year, and this time it is August back to school sale. The sale runs until the 25th of August inclusively, so there should be plenty of time to grab a bargain. As for the list, for the timepiece to be included, it had to meet at least one of the 2 criteria. It either had to be a fairly new release, a few weeks old at most, or it had to be really well discounted. Or both. I have 15 plus recommendations here, and I also included one really cool, I would go as far as to say iconic watch that used to be priced at around $600 and now it costs about 4 times less. Naturally, I placed it almost to the end of the video, however, I'm sure you know how to use YouTube magical scroll buttons if you wanna get there in a hurry. And all the links to the product listings and my reviews where available will be of course in the description of this video. And for a full disclosure, those are affiliate links which without costing you anything extra do help me to run this channel and continue delivering as much useful content to you as I possibly can, so thank you very much for your support. And now, without any further ado, let's get on with this list. Just as I thought we had enough Tissot PRS homages, Pagani Design releases this. So yes, a good-looking homage to a very popular watch. And these days Pagani Design is kinda becoming like McDonald's. You know you're not gonna get the most gourmet burger by any stretch of imagination, but at very least we know what to expect. So yes, lume most likely is going to be so-so and tolerances are not going to be the best, but we will get good sapphire crystal, Seiko NH35 in the back of it, more or less decent finishing and clean dial. But my favorite part of this burger, if we are to keep McDonald's analogy, is the price. Just a tad over $60 and it will make this watch very attractive and of course will make other vendors of PRX homages probably quite uncomfortable. Okay, not the brand that I cover very often and I will try to change it in the future. The thing is that I really like their designs, however every time I see the name I can't help but think of Berny the dinosaur. Right, maybe just me. So we have here just their logo on the dial, which I think keeps this very attractive dial nice and visually well balanced. I like the dial and the Breguet style hands, very elegant. However, the key selling point of this timepiece is how thin it is, only 7.5 millimeters according to Berny listings, which I think is pretty cool, especially taking into account how affordable this watch is. Berny priced it at only $44 during this sale. One thing to keep in mind, Berny used Miyota 1L45 quartz movement here, so we get a once per second ticking second hand. However, because it is a small second hand on a separate sub-dial, it is actually not that intrusive and also adds a bunch of benefits that come with quartz calibers like dependability and accuracy. Now, I do have another very well discounted and very popular dress watch on my list, but before we get there, a quick reminder of this quite recent release from Saint Martin, an absolutely gorgeous, in my opinion, homage to a very recent Tudor GMT release. I covered this one before, so I will not spend a lot of time on it now. The reason it is on my list again is that Saint Martin is starting to introduce discounts on this timepiece, which is definitely a welcome move. And by the way, this is not the last Saint Martin on my list. I have more and most of them are new releases. Right, so I covered this stunning dress watch in the past and now I have it in the studio. I'm actually wearing it right now and it didn't disappoint so far. The price tag on this automatic mechanical Bauhaus style watch is frankly ridiculous for what we get here. $57 during this sale. So if you've been contemplating buying this watch, I would recommend get it now because it is normally priced nearly double that. Okay, I did say we will have new Saint Martins on this list, and here we have it. Okay, it may look familiar, however, I can assure you it is very much a brand new release. Okay, to be more pedantic, a brand new dial. Saint Martin is trying to further capitalize on their very popular gemstone dials collection, and I must say they are doing a good job. I actually have this natural red agate version for review, and it looks really interesting. This watch also comes in green jade variant, which is of course another gemstone. No, I'm not showing you the same San Martin watch for a third time. This is another new August release, but this time with three key differences. The obvious one, of course, is the dial. This time we have a dial background made out of enamel with oil pressure textures. I'm still trying to wrap my head around what it actually means, but the result is actually very interesting. And we definitely don't have any shortage of colorways to choose from, which is great. Now, the second difference is, of course, the use of three-hander and H35 movement instead of an H34, so we don't have GMT complication here. And the third difference is the price. This go anywhere, do anything watch is priced considerably cheaper, which is, of course, very much welcome. Okay, taking a quick break from San Martin watches, yes, there is more to come. Another honorable mention is this Addiesdive. I'm also working on the review of this watch and it is excellent, especially taking into account the price during the current sale. I see quite a few listings around $54 mark, and I believe at this price, this field watch is an absolute steal of a deal. Okay, another new release from San Martin, which was added to their lineup literally a few days ago. The design is very well balanced and the dial legibility is really good. And I'm sure we have an outstanding build quality here too. San Martin also used Orient YN55 movement, which has a very good reputation. Now, is it a good field/pilot watch? Well, I'm sure it is. And if you are a San Martin brand fan and in need of such a field watch, well, this could be one for you. And before we move to another new release, here is a very popular and very well discounted Yacht-Master homage from Cadisen. All the premium materials here, good attention to detail and even engraving on the rehaut. One thing to be aware of, there are a few listings with sharp prices, but the cheaper listings don't have all the colorways available. I will leave all the links in the description, including to my full review of this timepiece, so you can choose one that is best for you. And a quick mention of another recent release from San Martin, SN0116B, a colorful fruit-style sapphire bezel skin diver. San Martin is running really good discounts on this colorful series, and they now consolidated them in one listing, which also now includes rainbow bezel diver that I reviewed recently. All the links, of course, including to my review, will be in the description of this video. Okay, another new release from San Martin, and I think we can call it original. Whether you like the design or not is of course a matter of personal preference. However, no matter what we think of the design, we have here all the key ingredients of daily go anywhere, do anything watch. All the premium materials, including sapphire crystal, good looking bracelet and on-the-fly adjustment, very useful date complication, and we even get a very practical 100 meters of water resistance thanks to a screw-down crown and screw-down back case. And I think it's priced quite reasonably too. However, if you are after a daily diver and don't mind a homage, then this BB54 model is very nicely discounted this time, all the way down to $194. I reviewed it not so long ago and it is a really stunning timepiece from San Martin. The link to the listings and to my review, of course, will be in the description. Okay, and now here is the timepiece that I mentioned at the start of this video and that really took me by surprise. What we have here is the genuine Seagull 1963 timepiece from official Seagull store with all the Seagull authentic engravings and markings on the case and on the movement. If you recall, the official Seagull 1963 was always priced at around $600, so what changed? Well, as it appears, Seagull decided to create a so-called international edition of this legendary watch. They also added an exhibition case back, so we can now enjoy the view of this really good-looking movement, which also features Seagull Tianjin Watch Factory logo engraving. And the best part is that they priced it around $160, and we can get it even cheaper during the sale. I'm seriously considering adding this one to my collection. Well, I almost likely will, but there is one thing to keep in mind. I don't think we're getting sapphire crystal here. The listings say coated glass, which doesn't sound like sapphire. Well, I still think it is an absolute bargain price for such an iconic timepiece. Okay, and while we're on the subject of Seagull watches, we have this TV watch from the same brand, powered by Seagull ST2130 movement, which is a clone of Swiss ETA 2824-2 and coming in two colorways, color TV and, yes, surprise surprise, black and white TV. This might not look like a bargain at the first glance, however, it is actually well discounted during the sale. So if you had your eyes set on this TV set, then now could be a very good time to get it and save yourself at least 10% from the normal listing price. However, if you do have a budget of around $380, here is another watch to consider. Now, this one is on my list for two reasons. A, because it is new, that is, we are looking at the latest version of this watch, and B, because it is actually well discounted too, down from about $480. I reviewed the first version of this watch and it is so good I still have it in my collection. Now, this latest version has two key changes. First, we have a slightly modified bezel, whereby the ceramic insert is now framed by the metal ring, coincidentally very similar to the latest version of a certain iconic chronograph. Now, the second change on this watch is the movement. The movement was upgraded from automatic mechanical chronograph Peacock SL4613 to another automatic mechanical chronograph movement from the same manufacturer, Peacock SL4801. The first movement was a clone of ETA Valjoux 7750, and you can watch a more detailed analysis of that movement in my review. I even opened the case bag to examine the movement finishing. The movement is good, however, if you are familiar with the Valjoux 7750, it is a bit girthy, which of course is reflected in a slightly higher watch case. Now, the new movement SL4801 is slimmer and therefore allows for a slimmer case too. As for the Peacock movement factory reputation, well, while this manufacturer is not very well known outside China, they actually been around since 1960s and they specialize in high complications movements, including double tourbillons. And fun fact, even Seagull, which makes their own movements, uses the same Peacock SL4801 caliber in one of their chronographs. And guess what? We are back to San Martin. This absolutely brilliant desk diver has been around for a few months now, so it is not exactly new, but it is very well discounted and hence it is on my list, down to around $180 in fact. An amazing value for a really well-built, feature-packed timepiece. We have a full stainless steel construction, double dome sapphire crystal, very good lume, outstanding bezel action, and of course an on-the-fly adjustment clasp. I did a full review of this watch and the link of course will be in the description. So here you have it. I hope you find this list helpful, and if you do, don't forget to like and of course subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next video.